Good morning, yarn tubers. I'm just about ready to roll. I've got my Yarn Life shirt on because I'm in Utah. I'm close to, Perry, Utah. I'm spitting. Sorry, I didn't mean to spit on you. I am heading to Perry, Utah at a rest area where I spent the night last night. And I have good morning, Danny. I'm so happy to see you. Danine, oh, good morning, good morning. Let me change this to live. Hi, Trudy. Hi, everyone. Just getting ready to roll. I'm in Perry, Utah. I have exactly 300 miles to go, which isn't much. It's 6.5 hours. If I was doing good morning, Louise, Stock Explorer, Michelle. I'm excited to see all of you. I'm okay. Paula, hello. So, how am I? Don't ask me that because I'll start crying. Every morning I cry. I miss him. But anyway, so yesterday I didn't even go into Zoom all day. I just felt really down, and I think it's because, hi Marcia Lee. I think, I'm still dealing with it, right? Because I lost my son. So, with Dooley gone, it's been a hard month. I'm up and down, I'm sideways, I'm inside out, I'm all over the place. Good morning, Geraldine. Having him gone he was the dog of a lifetime. I mean, I have lost pets before and it's been hard, but not like this. Yes, I am in mourning, and some days are better than others, and yesterday I was just kind of on an even low point, so I didn't even go into Zoom. I mean, I leave Zoom open for everybody to go in and chat, and I love that they go in and do that. I just listen to, some stories, and here comes a gal. She's walking her wing dog off leash, which is amazing. I love when people can do that. Oh, he's so stinking cute. So cute. Because especially when you're traveling, I mean, to have that kind of training and bond and, recall on a dog, I think is very important. I think it's a safety factor, and it takes years to establish that, to where, like, that little dog is not leaving her side, even though he's so excited, his tail's wagging, he really wants to go run, and she's telling him to wait, and at some point, is he a weenie? No, he's a Chihuahua. I didn't get a good look at him. He's a black and tan Chihuahua. Oh, he's so cute. She might even, looks like she's taking him into the bathroom with her. Totally fine with me. She obviously has good control and good recall with that dog. So I think that's an important thing. That's an important step. And it took years to get that with Dooley. And Dooley, we'd be walking. I'm like, wait until we get over there. And I make him wait next to me when I have to peek around and see if there's any trucks or cars coming. And he'd just scream at me. And then we'd get to a spot and I'd say, okay, go. And he would just go. Trudy, your level of control. Where you feel comfortable, that your dog is going to listen to you. And, the park obviously is one of those places. Good morning, Amby Craft. So anyway, yeah, I think she took him in the bathroom with her. But you know what? I don't have a problem with that. It says no. I think there's a sign that says no pets in the building or something. You know, and I don't believe rules are made to be broken. I think they're made to be followed in the spirit that they were meant. They don't want a dog in there peeing on things, and they don't want him in there bothering other people while they're trying to do their business. And that little dog obviously isn't like that. Just watching her walk from back there to over there, I don't have a problem with that. When dogs are on these vehicles for, you know, hours, days, months at a time, we need to, you know, allow them to go with us. Okay, so Trudy, you know your dog. You know your limits and you know your allowances. Hello, Naomi. Thank you. I am sad. And I was just like I was saying, kind of on an even sadness, kind of down yesterday. Not like crying all day. I've had days like that, but just kind of, you know, and some days I'm, you know, doing pretty good. And being in Zoom really helps with that. Oh, speaking of time, it's time to go. It is 6:30 in the morning here. It's mountain time. So let me put that over there. I need to finish getting ready to go, and then I'll turn the camera around. I'm so happy to see all of you. I really am. Yeah, so there's Kim. I was just thinking, where's my Kim? Where's my Kim? So we've got this ready to go. I don't have far to go today. Garbage can is ready. Close this up. Brush in it. We are seaworthy. The air fryer is still warm. I'm going to kind of open that up a little. Got my coffee. Took my vitamins. Oh, Trudy, yes, you're overseas. Yes. So, I got my pork bellies. No, no. I just feel feeling deaf like 20 minutes before I parked last night. Thank you. Nobody's with me. My dually is gone. He is with the Lord. I keep saying, my dually, my baby. Truth is, he has always belonged to God. And I've been reading a lot in scripture about that since his passing. He always belonged to God. And I was blessed to have him with me. So blessed. Oh, that was a person. I watched her walk across the parking lot, and her dog was very well behaved. Yeah. He is in my heart. I kind of am dreading going home. And it's going to be hard to say. It feels like I just left. And to see the spot where Dooley and I said goodbye is going to be hard. I think about that spot on the lawn a lot. So, I'm not going to be crying this whole life. I am not. Oh, here he comes. very well behaved. Okay, coffee. I have coffee. I have iced tea. And I have water. And I have pork rinds, and I have pork bellies, and vitamins, and let's shut those lights off. I am not going to be crying all day, I promise. I promise. Okay. But there are some things, you know, there's 19 of you in here, so I want to go over something when it comes to, I want to talk about, yes, I have plenty of goodies. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, so let's turn you guys around. Here we go. Hi, Gumdrop. Okay, so here we go. So, well, I get the unsweetened because I'm off sugar, right? When I'm doing the right thing, no sugar. Sugar is bad, okay? So then I'll take, if I feel like I need sweet, then I'll take one of those sugar-free, starts with a T, Toriani, whatever. And one of my sugar-free, I also have the skinny, they're called skinny something syrups. Anyway, I take one of my sugar-free syrups and I'll drop some in there, and that's really good when they're right out of the fridge. But I also drink them black. Yes, I do like it sweet, you know, at times, but I cannot have the sugar. So if I have sweet tea, it's got to be done with something like stevia or something. Yes, Paula, it's terrible. Okay, so here we go now. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys about Christmas in July fairies. I don't know if you have seen my video, but it is going to be so simple this year. And if that means that we don't have 100+ fairies, I am all for that. But if we do have 100+ fairies, I will handle it. So here's how it's going to work. The fairy's going to upload their fairy video somewhere between June 15th and July 15th. And it needs to be no longer than 3 minutes. If you can make it a short, that would be awesome. They email me the link to that video. I email them back their fairy number. They are not to require anybody to be subscribed, you know, use a keyword, blah, blah, blah. Just keep it so simple. Say the rules are in the description box and leave a comment and go. We want it short, short, short. And to make it easier for people on, you know, July 15th, they have from July 15th to July 25th to come up with, you know, a semi-finalist. And to make it easier, the semi-finalist video, if you can make it a short, even better, but keep it under 3 minutes. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Amanda. So keep that video under 3 minutes, and then put the winner's name in either one of these places or all three if you can. Across the screen for the thumbnail, I want that winner's name in the description box and pinned to the top of the comments. The reason is, the last couple years we've done this, people haven't known that they were drawn because it was so hard, even with a 5-minute video, to go search and find out. For them to watch 120 5-minute videos is too much to ask. Good morning, Leila. So if the winner's name is, you know, if they can scroll through my playlist of the drawing videos to see if their name comes up, then Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. So if they can just scroll through the playlist to see if their name is there without having to watch every one of those videos, less problems with people not responding when their name is drawn. So, yes, all videos to be under 3 minutes. Make it short if you can. Email me the link. I'll email you your ferry number. Ferry numbers are not something that people need to know. It's not a secret, but it's not a requirement either. I had so many people last year going, asking ferries, well, what is your ferry number? Well, it's this number. Why? So ferries that don't follow the instructions and send me a link to their drawing video, their ferry video, and B, their drawing video, then they're not going to be, their semifinalists won't be in the big drawing on December, or on July, what did I say, 30th or 31st? I can't remember which. Hello, Melissa. So that's how the ferries will be less complicated. There will probably be less ferries this year because of the subscriber, not requiring people to be subscribers. Honestly, I wouldn't, bother other people about that. It's their channel. Do whatever they want, even though I don't like that. That is not why I'm making that requirement. Why I'm making that, a thing this year. The reason is because we need to streamline the process. No, Denny, I am doing it myself. And that's why Amanda, email me on that subject because I've done that a lot. Okay, so Melissa, I have the video up on how to do it. And here's something about funds, and I'm not trying to talk you into being a fairy. That's your choice, because you're either a fairy or you're a contestant. I do like that requirement. It's great. It's in, I have the official fairy playlist for 2022, and it's the only video in there right now. So here's the thing about funds. The whole point in there, when I first came up with this idea, was for people to send cards, a greeting card, just saying, congratulations, I appreciate you, thank you, for making this a fun event. You can send somebody an e-card. You do not have to send anything financial to anybody. Hello, Ice Yarn Lover. Haven't heard that name before, but I like it. Okay, get dressed, Danny. Danny's in here naked, everybody, just saying. So you can just email them saying, I am not a financial fairy this year, but I wanted to email you and say congratulations on being the big winner. Fairies do not have to send anything financial to anybody. Yes, if, my idea was that everybody would receive, like the big winner would receive a card or a note. Okay, Danny, all right, big assumption on my part. I get naked and take showers during Sandy's lives sometimes. I run around in there naked. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you found us. and it's open to all channels. You know, I don't like, you know, channels that are all about just growing and they don't really offer any value to their subscribers. But really, I'm not going to deny anybody if they follow the rules. You have scandals. Oh, oops, I gotta go up to 70. Okay. I'm at 70 miles an hour. I'm watching the trucks. Trucks are flying up on me. They're gonna pass me. So anyway, the whole point this year is Amanda's in South Carolina. I have lots of friends in the Carolinas in this community. So yeah, the whole point of this is just to recognize one lucky person and, you know, send them an e-card, send them a greeting card, whatever. Nobody's required to send their semi-finalists anything. If they choose to, that's wonderful. It can be a card, or it can be some kind of prize, you know. Maybe it's just a Amazon gift card. And I have a video on how to send an Amazon gift card to another country. It's not as simple as you would think. There's Diana. So, simple, simple, simple this year. We are going to streamline it. Oh, just, you know, I would just ask that question in the YouTube search bar, and you are going to get a ton of videos that show you how to do that. Hello, I bring it. I was just watching you the other day. I think yesterday or the day before. Yeah, so where is everybody at? I know where a lot of you are. I bring it. She's, yeah, I was watching you the other day. But we have people from all over the world here. I'm sure I have some of my friends. I can't do that while I'm driving and alive. And I'm not an expert on it, so I would not say, hey, listen to me on how to do this, because that's not something that I feel qualified to help somebody with. I am qualified to help somebody start a crochet group in their area, and I'm qualified to help somebody with their horses, with their crochet projects, with pricing out yarn and choosing yarn, but I am not a YouTube expert. So, you know, otherwise I would say, yeah, let's talk. You know, all I do is hit the live button, and I am not an expert. No, I don't use external programs. I would use, you know, when I have gone live on the 2 pony channels, because that one is only like 500 subscribers, I have used, what's it called? Prism. A program called Prism. I've never used StreamYard. I'm not interested. I just use Prism, and I've gone live on the 2 Ponies channel, but doing that. And I used Prism to go live on this channel, but, you know, before I reached, you know, the ability to go live. But you know what? Yeah, we go live, but to go live just for the sake of going live without offering anybody anything is kind of, you're not offering any value to anybody. So here's what I will tell you. Do not follow those channels that tell you how to, you know, make a living on YouTube, because you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. I'm not doing it. What have I got? Over 3,000 subscribers. I am not going to make a living off of YouTube. And I say beware of those who are constantly doing fundraisers for themselves, for their, hello Sarah, for their channel, for doing things. They're basically cyber begging, e-begging, and it's a turnoff. So if you want to grow your channel, offer value and offer it in a way that isn't being done by 50 million other channels. You know, I barely offer value, but I think I offer something by talking about my crocheting. You know, I'm offering we're going to talk about this today, my first crochet along starting September 19th this year. Yeah, see, yeah, you guys should meet up. Thank you, Marsha Lee. Yeah, sorry I haven't talked to people a lot outside of Zoom or outside of just, like in Messenger and stuff like that. I'm sorry, Marsha Lee. First of all, I'm not here to just shout people out. I am not here to be a grow channel. I think, especially when I'm grieving, please don't ask me to do those kinds of things while I'm grieving. I'm terribly in the depths of mourning right now. So yeah, those are my feelings. And yes, you build it slower because, and don't fall into the trap of you subscribers. Yes, you can purchase subscribers and you can become, suddenly have thousands and thousands of subscribers. Okay, I got you, Amanda. Yeah. So, I can have a conversation with you about that, one-on-one, and, maybe email me. I'm sorry, Marsha Lee. I'm just, for not, responding to you. I am grieving, and I am just, yeah, I'm very limited on what I'm doing these days. So, yeah, and, when people are talking, it's a turnoff to, promote yourself too much. It is a super turnoff. Make sure you're offering something very valuable just in videos. I would, wait and not push, going live. A lot of people are just going live for the watch hours. And what are they getting? 5 to 10 people in their lives because they're not offering anything. Some people are just sitting there, they're not offering any value. In my limited way, I'm offering value today by sharing my travels. Thank you, Marsha Lee. Yes. Hello, Spiffy Roo-Roo. Spiffy Roo-Roo, which reminds me, Sandy and Mr. Wright are going to be at the Pacific Northwest Yarny Social at the end of September 29th, 30th, and then October 1st. And that is going to be a fun crochet get-together retreat in the Dalles, Oregon. Yes, and it's very important, I feel, to, get to know the people who watch your videos, not just other channels. I see people who kind of ignore their regular subscribers because they're just getting to know their other channels, which the other channels are great most of the time, like Sandy at Left is Right and Seeing Stitches, all of you guys, Sam from Creation Makes, something like that, Maribella's Hooked, all of you guys. That is great, and to make friendships with them. But it's important to really develop conversations like this with just the everyday people who watch your videos. T, I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see all of you. It amazes me. I haven't been live for several weeks. Yeah, Trudy, I don't think you should be ignored just because, you know, you're not one of those channels who is going to be subscribed to one of the other channels. You know, it's sub for sub kind of stuff. That is such a turnoff. You know, all of that stuff is pushy. It's salesman-like, and I would rather look at. There's 32. Yes, Sandy, the cup holder is a nasty mess. You know, Stephanie, she's just sloshing her drink around everywhere. Divergent. I am, you know, I have ups and downs, and I have good days, and I have not so good days. I don't want to call them bad, because I'm not like in the depths of despair, but I am still so very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Hello, Pixie Stitch. Hello. So, you know, if you want to grow channels correctly and in a way that matters, give her an inch. Yes. You know, get to know just your regular, you know, people who comment under your videos and offer those people value. You know, stop doing the whole, I mean, it is fun to watch subscriber numbers go up. It is fun. But stop watching your numbers. Stop watching your hours. And make relationships and friendships. And that will have a foundation. You don't have to maintain this constant begging effort. Yes, let it happen naturally and organically. So anyway, I'm going to quit preaching on that. No, it doesn't even come close. You know, the emptiness, the loss, the searching. I'm still reaching for him. But like I was saying earlier, I have to, you know, I'm starting to correct myself when I say my baby, my Dooley. He was never mine. Good morning, Marion. Oh, Pixie Stitch, I'm so glad you're here. Right, you know, we need to acknowledge those people. And, oh, Jean's here. Good morning. I need to stop saying mine, my baby. I miss my love. Because he was never mine. He has always, as all creatures, belonged to God. Dooley belonged to God, and he just went back to him. And I thank you, Laura. I just went past you yesterday, Laura. He has always belonged to God, and it was time to give him the ultimate gift of love by releasing him back to God. Thank you. It's been very hard. Some people don't understand that connection, but I think most of you do. Yes, so I miss him. So I was, you know, been talking about the fairy thing this year. It is going to be so simple for not only fairies, it's going to be super simple for fairies. It is going to be super simple for participants to actually find out whether or not they won. So that video is up under playlist, under the Christmas in July Fairies 22 official playlist, under my channel. You can watch that video and see, yeah, Dooley, it was such a blessing. Like, God granted me the companionship of Dooley all that time. So yeah, so it's going to be super easy and quick for fairies, super easy for participants to see whether or not they won this year, so that fairies don't have to keep drawing as many times. You do not have to send a monetary gift. You can send them an email, an e-card, a greeting card that says congratulations. There is nothing that says your semi-finalists have to, you know, receive anything. Thank you, Pixie. So there's all of that. Now, I am starting to climb through these hills. Oh, I hear you, Cindy. It's like I'm on the verge of tears all the time, as I'm sure you are. I can't believe that Goliath is gone. The two of them went back to the Lord. I'm so happy to see you, Cindy. I love seeing you. And I hope that you can join us in September. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about Scruffy. I'm so sorry. It's tough. So, anyway, Cindy, I hope you're still considering coming to see us in September. I would so love to see you. I would so love to see all of you at the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, Trudy, he was like a child. Oh, that's wonderful. I missed that, Sandy. Yeah, so Pacific Northwest Yarny Social. September 29th, 30th, and October 1st in the Dalles, Oregon. So far we have just like 9 because it's so early. People are still making that decision because, it's a cost. Is that right, Sandy? 9 people? I think so. So for the size of the room we have now, our cap is, up to 30. And if we have to, open the room up to the second, there's, it's like a third of the ballroom. So if we have to open up to 2/3 of the ballroom, I will pay the difference, and it will be, yeah. Oh, huskies are so beautiful. Oh, Dee. Oh, I love to see you, Dee. Hello, Dory. Yes, so if we get more than 30 people at the Yarny Social, we will, just open up the room and I'll pay for it, right? Hello, Pam. So all my people are here. I am so happy to see all of you. Yes, as we get closer, there are going to be more and more people sending in their $48. Hello, everybody. So, since we have 40 people in here, I'm just going to... Oh, Naomi, that would be so wonderful. I'm just going to reiterate what I just go through the high points of the Christmas and July fairies this year. It is going to be easy for fairies. It is going to be... Hi, Isla. Okay, Isla, I will upload a video probably soon. But basically, if you go to Facebook, if you're on Facebook, go to Facebook and search Pacific Northwest Yarny Social, and you'll see it, the event, and all the information is there. If you're not on Facebook, you can join my MeWe group. Go on MeWe and search for Wanderlust Crochet, and you will get uploaded there, or updated there. Those are the 2 places to find out, but I will be doing a video soon. I am just so excited, for the people who'd... Oh, I totally understand that, and I certainly wouldn't want you to, not enjoy yourself. If you think you won't enjoy yourself, with things, that's the last thing I would want to, create for you. So far, this is, how it's, it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Thursday, this is at the Shiloh Inn in the Dalles, Oregon. Oh, thank you, Sandy. There you go. Thursday, the plan is to hear from Imperial Yarns. So here's the thing about Imperial Yarns. They have not completely committed. So, but don't worry, if Imperial Yarns doesn't come, we are going to learn. Oh, look who's here. Rosemary, hello. So we are going to learn Wiggly Crochet. Even if, Imperial Yarns does come, I'm going to have a Wiggly Crochet project set up for you guys. You're going to need to bring cotton yarn, like 3 to 4 different colors of cotton yarn. One of them should be a neutral, a white or something for your grid. I need to update that. And then, are you still coming, Dory? Okay, great. That is great. So be sure to either be connected to the Facebook event that I would love to have you there. Facebook on MeWe. Go to MeWe and sign up for MeWe, and then search the communities for Wanderlust Crochet, and you will be uploaded there. And by the way, there are other MeWe crochet groups. Oh, Dee, I'm just excited to see you. I'm so happy that you joined me this morning. I'm so happy to see all of you. Look how many people are in here. That is amazing. June, hello. Okay, so Laura, the nearest airport is Portland, Oregon, and it's 80 miles away. Yes, the hills are going to be interfering with my signal. I'm live, Joyce, yes. Octavia will be there. Yes. Oh, thank you. So, I am very excited about this. So these are the 3 things I'm talking about today. One, the Christmas in July fairies. If you watch my video that I uploaded recently on how easy it's going to be for fairies and how easy it's going to be for participants. It is going to be so easy for people to just look through the playlist and see whether or not their name was chosen. It is going to be super easy. And I have, I've tried to relieve some of the, people who have been fairies before that, if you draw one semi-finalist and that person never contacts you because you don't have time to keep drawing, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Just release it, just release it from your mind. If you don't have one going in, don't worry about it. Octavia is probably going to be a troublemaker. She will disrupt the whole schedule. I have no doubt. So anyway, that's what's going on Saturday, or on Friday. On Sunday, she is virtual. on Saturday, that is Selena Baca and the American Crochet Association all day until we get to party time. It'll be party time with Mr. and Mrs. Wright. Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening is going to be so much fun, and I plan on, showing up for that. That is going to be wonderful. Hello, Suze, and I hope is Kelly here? Oh my goodness. Bring it. Lorna, Joyce, Did I miss Kelly? Maybe a different Kelly. Okay. I thought we were talking about Miss Kelly. It might be somebody's name that's different than their channel name, and I just don't know it because I'm that kind of person. Because that's me. Oh, I love how many of you are in here. Oh, you're a Kelly also. I bring it, Kelly. I did not know that. I need to pay more attention. I am so happy to see you here. I'm happy to see all of you here. You know, this really brightens my mood. You know, even though the closer and closer I get to home, I'm dreading. It's making me sad because I know when I pull in, I'm going to look over, and that spot where Dooley and I said goodbye on the lawn is waiting for me. Okay, that is good. Thank you. You guys are awesome to tell me that. And you know, I see people in here that I haven't seen in my life before, and then I see all of you that I know have been in here before. DC, I always forget that you are one of our crystals. And I'm sorry about that. So, the Christmas in July Fairies is going to be 10 times more fun and 10 times easier for everybody involved this year. And that begins on June 15th. Kelly P, hello. Hello. Oh, that's our Southern Oregon bus driver right there. Hi, Kelly. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to see you. I have driven by you, and I've told everybody in Zoom, everybody wave at Kelly as we go through Grants Pass. Oh my goodness. So happy to see you. Have a great day. Kelly is also a CDL holder, just like me. Commercial driver's license, for those of you who don't know. CDL. In order to drive, you know, bus or haul freight, any of that kind of stuff, you have to have a CDL. And she is one of my pre-trip and bus driving friends. I have a nail in 2 tires today. Oh yeah, you know what? And they, you know, your pivot point on that is so different. You know, yes, mad respect, because I am not experienced in. Okay, D. Do what you got to do. Yeah, the pivot point on those buses, you know, like on I have a 36-foot motorhome. That pivot point is so different and is something that I am not experienced at. So I have to be very careful. Okay, Trudy. The pivot point on these tractor trailers is way forward. But the pivot point on those buses is way far back, and I am learning that on my motorhome. So yes, mad respect for Kelly. That is something I don't, you know, like I said, I don't have a lot of. CDL confused me for a long time after California to Missouri. California stands for, yes, CDL, but it also, CDL nationwide stands for commercial driver's license. Even in California, it stands for that. But then, yes, you would use CDL for just California driver's license. I can see where that would be confusing. So, once again, the ferry event is going to be so simple and so easy, and it doesn't have to be financial at all for ferries. and it's going to be simple and easy and fun for participants to find out whether or not their name was drawn. It's just going to be a quick scroll through. Easy, 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 easy. It's going to be easier for me. I imagine we're going to have a lot less than we had last year, which is fine with me. Less fairies to try to keep, you know, all track of. Hit the easy button. That's right. It is going to be easy peasy this year. And if we only have a couple fairies, that is fine with me. If we have 200 fairies, herding cats, yes, it was like herding cats and butterflies all at the same time. Hello, spring. Yes, so easy peasy for fairies and easy peasy for participants this year. Easy and fun is how we're going to do it. And the, you know, Pacific Northwest Yarny Social in the fall, we are going to have Wiggly Crochet. We tentatively have Imperial Yarns. We definitely have Selena Baca and the American Crochet Association, but most importantly, we have Mr. and Mrs. Left is Right Crochet. Sandy and Disco Joe gonna be there. We gonna have a good time on Saturday. Bye, Kelly. We are gonna have a good time. And my other announcement is the fun, easy, very fun crochet along that will go public on September 19th, which is a Monday, and it will go 12 Mondays in a row. Let me tell you about this crochet along. The finished project will be a very beautiful, fun project that you can give as a gift at Christmas time. It is called the Hag's Christmas Wheel Afghan. And it is inspired by the Luck of the Draw from Nan's Next Knots, and her and I have been talking about this, and she has absolutely given her blessing on the twist, the major twist that I'm putting on her style of crochet along. Hello, hello, hello. Michelle, hello. And I also have the Yarn Hag Ryan's blessing to use her stitch, the Hag Stitch. So you have until September 19th to come up with 6 different colors. I encourage you to, hello Bailey, I encourage you to choose Christmas colors. If you're using, you can use any size or any kind of yarn you want. I just know that the people who have tested this have used worsted weight acrylic. Just, you know, because usually we have a lot of that on hand. And here's how it is pretty much work. Any standard size skein of yarn, like I'm going to be using Hobby Lobby just because it's easy. You know, I don't know about Joann's. I ordered my Christmas colors online from Hobby Lobby when I pulled over on the side of the road in Southern Oregon. And I ordered 6 different, 3 of them are variegated, and then I ordered 2 skeins of a navy, or a blue, I think it was it's a blue color. It's a solid blue. I'm kicking myself for not ordering 2 skeins of the Christmas variegated, but I've decided to just stick with what I've got. Hello, Mare. Hello, Mare. So, two, you know, just what I would call regular size skeins, like what you get in a Red Heart Super Saver, not the jumbo, in a Karen Simply Soft, in a, you know, Big Twist. Well, Big Twists are kind of big, aren't they? Regular size skeins, you know. If you're using a 4-weight acrylic, you would need 6 different colors, 1 skein each. Amy, hello Amy. And you would need 2 skeins of your, what we're calling your base color. So, but don't get started on it yet, because you don't know how it's going to go. It's going to be different every week, not only in color, but how many rows you're doing. White, blue, and silver. So do you have, 6 different colors to use as your random colors, and then a 7th color to use as your base color? Hello, Christy. So that is what you're going to need on September 19th, and it is once a week. It is easy. It is a fun stitch. People at first were like, I don't know about this, and then once they started doing it, everybody said this is a fun stitch. Very fun. So yes, I'm talking about, doing a Christmas afghan that you can keep or give as a gift for Christmas. I believe my friend Tammy is going to do a scarf or a wrap or a shawl of some kind. So, once I describe, what you're going to need, then, what I have designed is a 36 by 48 inch afghan. So if you want to make it a scarf, you can just not make it 36 inches wide. Yes, it is, Sandy. Isn't it amazing? And that was totally, where I got the idea. I totally took that from Nancy, but just out of respect, I emailed her the idea on how the stripes are going to be different random heights every week, and how it, I will spin the Christmas wheel each week to come up with the color number. And she absolutely gave me her blessing, because I didn't want her to feel like I was just ripping this off from her and stepping on her toes. Another reason why I wanted to make it a Christmas time project is because I wanted to do it exactly the opposite time of year that she does hers, but I also want it close enough to the next time she does the luck of the draw next, March? In the early part of next year, that I want to promote her luck of the draw next year, right? It is going to be so awesome. Yes, I am loving my teal colors. It's actually Peacock from Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn as my base color, and then 8 different other colors, for the luck of the draw. I am really enjoying that. So that it's incorporating her idea plus different heights of each week's color, so you don't know ahead of time, before each Monday, what color number is going to be spun. Okay, Trudy, so in September I'm starting a crochet along to end up with, it's a 12-week crochet along, and you're going to need 6 different colors, and then you're going to need 1 base color, so 7 colors altogether. And you can use whatever weight, whatever kind of yarn you want. It's your creativity. My finished project is going to be a 36 by 48 inch afghan. Oh, I do too, Bailey. And what you're going to do is start your, first row is going to measure 36 inches wide. But what you don't know each week is how tall each color is going to be after I spin the Christmas wheel, and it chooses numbers one number from 1 to 6. You will number those 1 through 6 skeins of yours. Mine are going to be Christmas colors, and it's called the Hag's Christmas Wheel Afghan. If you can come up with a shawl to do that, that is totally up to you. My my friend Tammy is talking about doing a shawl. So let's just say, for instance, you wanted, let's just make it simple, because the height of each color each week is, in my design, the design is to end up at 48 inches long. So it will be a, oh, I love Ryan, and I have been so thrilled to have conversations with her through email recently. She is so amazing. Bye, Ambicavs. So, you know, I have already picked the, you know, basically how many inches each color is going to be each week, which is going to be different each week. So that the stripes in this 36 by 48 inch Afghan are random widths. Yes, see, you can do that with that length. So let's just say, for instance, you're going to do a scarf or a wrap instead of an Afghan. So what you would do is, on your very first row with the base color, decide how wide that's going to be, and then let it grow out with my numbers every week to a 48-inch long project. You can do that. You could, you know, it's your yarn and it's your creativity, to steal a phrase from Mikey at the Crochet Crowd. It is your creativity. So whatever you do with that is completely up to you. Of course, I'm promoting it as a Christmas Afghan, but like Joe from Joe's Web and Nicole from Addicted to Yarn have done the luck of the draw in amigurumi snakes, and they are adorable. So everybody can do something in whatever they want. I will be showing how to do the Hag's Christmas Wheel Afghan. And yes, if you do something rectangular in a wrap or a scarf or something like that, it is awesome. I love the Hag Stitch, and everybody who has tested this pattern for me while I've been driving this month have all said that is a fun stitch once you realize, you know, where to place your hook. Oh, see? This would make an awesome wrap or a shawl. So whatever your creativity suggests, like with Nancy, when she does and for those of you who haven't done her Luck of the Draw, I highly recommend it. It is so much fun. So what I have done with Nancy's, she has her own pattern that she does, and some people just follow her pattern. They've numbered their skeins from 1 to 8, and then they have a main color. And each week she just draws a number out of the hat. It's very, very random. And everybody just makes a stripe or a row or whatever in that color, plus their main color. Well, I have done it a little differently. I am doing a thermal stitch blanket, which is thick and squishy, and I love it. And the thickness of each color each week is different. It is very, very different every week. Thank you, Naomi. That is a lot of shawls. You know what, Michelle, if you want to do it in a mosaic, do it in a mosaic. If you can come up with a way to do it in a mosaic, then do it. But it's random as far as, like, we'll do a row of half double crochet in the base color. You know, your first row is going to be an even number of half double crochets, and it should measure 36 inches long. So if you are doing a chainless foundation, you would just keep doing half double crochets until you reach 36 inches-ish, and make sure you have an even number of stitches. If you are doing a chain, then your turning chain is always 1 for this project. So you would chain an odd number of stitches, 36-ish, inches long, and then you would go back and start in the second chain from the hook, half double crochet all the way across in your base color. And then you would turn it and you would go watch Pamela's Adoring Crochet and her Hag Stitch dishcloth and realize that your first stitch that would be interesting, Sandy, if you could come up with that. That would be so cool, because some people have done tutorials of projects done in the round with the Hag Stitch. But to continue on in how the first row is going to start in your base color, you're going to do a row of half double crochets in an even number of stitches that measures 36 inches, let's say, wide. Then you're going to turn it, you're going to chain 1, and in the very first stitch you're going to put a half double crochet. In the next stitch you're going to put a half double crochet. Hello, Reggie. Hello, Reggie. We're talking about my crochet along in the fall. In the next stitch, in the second stitch on your second row, you put a half double crochet in the back loop only. It's good to see you, Reggie. And then in the third stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet, not in the back loop, not in the front loop, but down below the front loop is a horizontal bar or loop on the front of the stitch. And if you yarn over, put your hook up underneath that bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3, that's called the camel stitch. So basically, row 2 is gonna go half double crochet in the back loop, half double crochet as a camel stitch in that front third loop. Hello, Southern Belle. And then you're going to alternate back loop, third loop, back loop, third loop, all the way across until you have 1 stitch left, and that is a regular half double crochet. So you have a half double crochet beginning and ending on the row, and in between it goes back loop, camel stitch, back loop, camel stitch. Make sure, here's where people have had a problem. Make sure that when you say you do your half double crochet in the back loop, that you actually progress forward to the next stitch when you go to insert your hook in that third loop, in that front bar. Some people have accidentally put their hook in the third loop of the same stitch that they put the back loop in. That is where some mistakes have been made. Make sure you are progressing to the next stitch. You do not put two half double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, Leela. So does that make sense? You begin with a half double crochet, then you put, is that pattern that you are talking about a written pattern somewhere? I don't know that it's written. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Thank you. But Pamela's Adoring Crochet has a tutorial for a Hag Stitch dishcloth. And you know Pamela, she's beautiful, creative, and intelligent, and she's a great, let's call her a tutorialist. She is wonderful at sharing the Hag Stitch. So it goes, once you put in your regular half double crochet, then you do half double in the back loop, camel stitch in the next stitch. In the next stitch you go in the back loop, and then in the next stitch you go in that third loop as a camel stitch. So what makes it a Hag Stitch is that the first stitch you you put a regular half double crochet at the beginning and the end of the row, but the hag stitch is back loop and then third loop, and then back loop and then third loop. And make sure you're not putting 2 stitches in the same stitch from the row before. Now, how far you're going to go with that, base color, I'll just give you guys a preview right now. Your base color at the beginning and the very end of your afghan are both 2 inches in that color. So you're going to do your first row of half double crochet in your base color. You're going to turn, do a hag stitch row, and then you're going to measure how tall your work is right there. And you're going to keep going with hag stitch rows until that color reaches 2 inches. And that's how it will start. And then on Monday, September 19th, I will upload a video that not only shows you me spinning the Christmas wheel to determine what random color number you're going to use that week, but I'm also going to tell you how tall you're supposed to go with each color. So you're going to do your hag stitch rows in the color that comes up randomly that week. You're going to do it to the height that I've specified that week, if you're following my pattern. And then you're going to do hag stitch rows to the height that I specify that week in your base color. So your random colors will be, every week you're going to do your random color and a base color in different heights. And I'll let you know how tall the blanket is supposed to be that week. So I hope I didn't just overcomplicate it for you. Everybody who has tested this has really enjoyed this. And I'll give everybody a heads up the week before, and I will show what I'll do is a week before it starts, I will upload a video saying, hey, this is what is starting in a week. Here are the colors I'm using. Here's the wheel I'm going to spin. Here is how it starts with, an even number of half double crochets and then hag stitch rows. Here is how you can go ahead and get ready for what's going to start, on September 19th. So there will be a visual clarification. I will show how the hag stitch is done. But if you want to check Pamela's Adoring Crochet and her dishcloth done in the hag stitch, in fact, I have made it easier, and okay, PT, woohoo, have fun, spring, have a great day. I think you're doing great in your recovery with your knee. So I have made it easier. If you go to my playlist, you will find a hag stitch playlist. Put them in alphabetical order, or they should be in alphabetical order. And find the hag stitch playlist, and you're going to see all kinds of people doing the hag stitch in videos. And at first, like I said, some people were like, oh, this looks complicated. It is not. And it has turned out to be a lot of fun making up projects using the hag stitch. And once again, Nancy from Nan's Next Knots and Ryan from the Yarn Hag Ryan have just excitedly given me their blessing on this crochet along. Nobody feels like I'm stomping on them or ripping off from them, because yes, legally I could just do this and be fine. But if I'm friends with these people, how they feel about this matters to me, and I wanted to make sure nobody felt stepped on when I did this. So yes, Nancy is aware. She knows exactly how it's going to work. she hasn't uploaded videos for a while. She bought a store and is running that store in town. So, and she has been thinking a lot about getting back to it. I know, I miss seeing Ryan's beautiful face and her beautiful, positive attitude, her lovely voice. I love her level of excitement and energy, and I miss that. I have thought about her ever since we sent her that, reverse heart attack box. I have missed her terribly. In fact, I was watching her video when she got the reverse heart attack box from a lot of us, and it just brought tears to my eyes. I loved it so much. You guys should check out the Yarn Hag Ryan, and I think it was her last Happy Mail video. She does have a wonderful personality. She's so lovely and bright and cheerful, and yes. And I'm so happy to do something that reminds everybody of the Yarn Hag Ryan. And also will help promote the Luck of the Draw for next year. In fact, you can go back and do any past Luck of the Draws. You can, get started on the one that's going this year. And, there's no time limit. You can do it whenever. So I made it to Idaho. Welcome to Idaho, everybody. I'm in the area of southeastern Idaho where I saw my first live moose ever several years ago. I want to say it was 2018. I was coming up here in the wintertime, and off to the right, you can see there's a fence on the edge of that pasture, and there was a cow moose just standing there looking over the fence, looking across the freeway. She looked miserable and cold. But I was so excited that I had actually seen my first moose. Now, the second moose I ever saw was driving through Wyoming last year, heading this direction, and I looked over to the right in another cow pasture was a huge, very black bull moose just strutting slowly along. And I was on the phone with a driver from Heartland Express. Oh, his name just escaped me. Okay, but anyway, I was on the phone with this Heartland Express driver that I was friends with at the time, and oops, I just started yelling, "I'm looking at a bull moose!" I was so excited. Yeah, it was right along in this pasture where I saw that female bull moose looking so cold and miserable because it was cold. But it's very exciting to see that kind of wildlife that I've never seen before. Love it. Love it. I have in the past up in northern Idaho, going across into Wyoming in one of the national forests up there, had to slow down and almost come to a stop as I was in the middle of a herd of elk. That was pretty cool. I just slowly went along and tried not to, I didn't want to hurry them. I didn't want to stop completely because I don't want them to stop in front of me and then I couldn't get through. So I slowly just creeped through just enough to they're like, okay, this thing is coming, I'm going to move out of the way. And that way they weren't disturbed. I was still rolling. Everybody was safe. That was a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool. Yep. Right there on the right is where I saw her. That was so amazing. Okay, Trudy. So tonight, when I get to the yarn bus, so this is what has been. Good morning, Nicole. I was just talking about you and the fact that you did a snake, amigurumi snake, you and Joe, what, 2 years back for Nan's Next Knots, because Nancy has given me her blessing on doing a crochet along in the fall that is random like hers, but also very different. So I made sure that Nancy was okay with me doing something similar to hers. So yeah, I was just talking about you and how people do different projects for the luck of the draw. Oh honey, I'm so glad to see you here. I miss you. So we're talking about my crochet along in the fall. We're talking about also the Pacific Northwest Yarny Social, where the main attraction, two main attractions are Selena Baca from the American Crochet Association, and also Sandy and Mr. Disco Joe on Saturday, providing entertainment from Left is Right Crochet. Mr. and Mrs. Right. Talking about that, we're talking about the Christmas in July fairies this year and how it is going to be so much easier, so much faster, so much more fun. So anyway, that's all you missed. I'm so happy to see you. And Octavia is going to be there. Octavia will be there, messing up the whole schedule, causing trouble, scurrying around, knocking things off of tables, drinking everybody's drinks, kicking over chairs. She's going to be a problem. She will be at the Pacific Northwest Yarny Social in the Dalles, Oregon this fall. Yes. Yes. Causing yarn barf everywhere. She'll just be messing with people's projects. Oh, I would so love to see you in person, Reggie. Oh. Hi, Amy. Oh yes, she is going to be a handful. She is going to be a problem. But we're going to keep like butterfly nets close by, rubber fishing hooks, you know, because when she gets out of control, hopefully we can rein her in. So yeah, and I am sadly getting closer to home, and I say sadly because it's going to be the first time I've been back home since Dooley and I said goodbye. But I am hustling home to get a hold of my yarn and start doing videos for the crochet along. Hi, Katrina. I'm so excited to get started on the crochet along. It's going to start September 19th, and I'm very excited about it. It's got a super fun twist to the luck of the draw, and I have also gotten, you know, a blessing from Ryan, the yarn hag Ryan, to use her stitch. So I have been emailing back and forth with Ryan and Nancy, and I have had testers, and they have said that it is a super fun project. So I'm very excited for this. Thank you, Dory. Yes, it's going to be sad. it's like there's a memorial spot on the lawn where I said goodbye to Dooley, that it's heart-wrenching to think of seeing that spot again. But I'm gonna have to go sit at that spot and cry. And it's one project. If people are going to follow me, explicitly, then it will be the same thing. It will be a 36 by 48 inch Afghan, done in the hack stitch, done in random numbers, random colors. You're going to number 6 skeins, 1 through 6 of, if you're doing it four way. The tester want, it will be 36 by 48 inches long. Each stripe of color will be a different height. Not only will I be, spinning the wheel to determine what color you use that week, but so far is going to be. So, yes, Nicole, my Zoom room is always open, and I will be in later. I'll be in after the live. Oh, Dory, it's so hard. Okay, Nicole, oh, that excites me. I'm so excited. So let's say you would rather do like a wrap, like a 48-inch long wrap. You could do that. You could do a scarf, a 48-inch long scarf. I'm doing it in Christmas colors. I'm calling it the Hacks Christmas Wheel Afghan. Hello, Wanda. We have been looking for you, Wanda. Are you on the road? I'm assuming you got moved into your new truck and that you're on the road. We have missed you in Zoom. We want to know how you're doing, where you're at. Are you all settled into your new truck? How are you doing on the luck of the draw? I'm sure that's way behind because you're a busy, busy girl. We have wanted to catch up with you. We talk about you every day. We've missed you. Hi, Terry. So yeah, I hope that makes sense on the crochet along this fall. And plus I'll be, the week before, maybe 2 weeks before, I don't know. I will be talking about how it's going to go, between now and then. But mostly right now, the next thing coming up is the fairy event, Christmas in July fairies. It is going to be super easy for all fairies. It is going to be super easy for all participants. Easy peasy. You don't even have to send a financial gift. The original idea was that the grand prize winner would receive cards, greeting cards, e-cards, private, just a recognition of congratulations for being the grand prize winner, and I was going to send them a box of something. It has evolved into, people sending not only the grand prize winner a gift, but also their semi-finalists. I am reiterating this year, that is great, that is wonderful, but you do not have to do that. You can send a card, you can send an e-card, you can just recognize people. You do not have to do anything, financial. You do not have to do redraws. It is a up to 3-minute video for the fairy video. Oh, Reggie, I'm sorry. That kind of takes some of the fun out of it. When you don't hear back, when you don't get an acknowledgement that they received your gift. That does take some of the fun out of it. It's not a requirement, but it's kind of it's a gracious receiver, right, that would do that. I'm sorry that you haven't heard back from her. And in her defense, maybe, there was so many gifts that it was hard for her to acknowledge everybody. Okay, I'm so happy that you were here with us. I hope you get a good night's sleep. That is very late. Man, I turn into a pumpkin about 8 o'clock every night. So yeah, you know, it's hard. I think I sent her an e-gift and just left it at that because it was kind of overwhelming. Yeah, Reggie, you know, it would be nice if, but what a big undertaking for well over 100 people sending her some kind of gift. Just on the road, I hate this truck, built for looks, not functional actually for the driver. Yes. Every day is something new that screws up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm driving a 21 Cascadia and I'm comfortable in it because I love that downhill assist. Of course, I'm in an area where there are a lot of steep grades and I am so comfortable with that downhill assist. I never touch my brakes. There's enough cabinets and storage and a fridge, and you know, I appreciate this truck, but it's what I learned on, right? You have obviously been on a lot more different trucks than I have. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Reggie. Yeah, I learned, you know, of course I learned on older trucks in school, the 10 speeds and the 13 speeds, but then when I really learned to drive truck with May Trucking Company, it was in Cascadians. So it's kind of what I realized that they are kind of fragile pavement princesses, if you want to call it that. That is my impression of them. They are pavement princess trucks. You definitely need to be careful going anywhere off the pavement. You need to be careful not to over rev them. They are delicate trucks. You really can't work them. I mean, you can run a lot of, you know, just straight cruise control freeway miles with them if you're not doing anything. But yeah, and the new trucks have, yes, princess trucks, that's for sure. Well, and I imagine you're dealing with a lot of new truck bugs, and Freightliner is notorious for new truck bugginess. Where I think you were more comfortable in the Volvo, I hate Volvos. I hate the Jake brake. I hate bumping my head. Oh, I'm sorry, Wanda. You got one that's too new. See, mine had, let's see, where are we at now? 200,000. Mine had well over 100,000 miles on it. You're ready? I'm ready to be a trucker. I know how to use the scale. That's right. That's right. She drove over the scale when we were headed to the yarn store. As long as you go slow on that scale, it's fine. You can use it as a lane to get out of there. You just don't want to go too fast or do anything too sudden on it, because, you know, then they have to, it messes up the scale and they have to recalibrate. But yeah, anybody can drive over if it's clear, you know, and trucks aren't waiting to use it, and that's your best way to get past all the trucks waiting to get in the fuel island. You can slowly go over that scale and head on out. You know, the cat scale at the truck stops. Cascadia, no storage. Huh. Evolution. Ah. Let's see. So I think one of the things I need to do at home, for those who are worried about, you know, how difficult it might be to be a fairy this year, I may just send an email to everyone who was a fairy last year from that other email address, telling them, look, it's been simplified, but it's totally up to you. And see, Wanda, I've never driven that new of a truck. I've always driven trucks that have had at least one driver in them before me. And, you know, the ones they get for Market Express, you know, they have, you know, the built-in fridges, you know, and at May Trucking Company, behind the passenger seat, there was like a little space, like a platform, where you brought in your own fridge, and it had tie-down straps, like ratchet straps, to hold it in place. And I got one of those apartment size over and under freezer and refrigerator. You know, it had its own separate freezer on top. It was so nice. I got it from Home Depot. I ended up selling that to carry the Yarny Elephant, where it's been never used. And then I have that freezer strapped down on the top. I am going to, you know, you're right about putting the cargo strap up there. That's something I want to get in place, because you're right. Double security for having a, you know, appliance on the upper bunk. And I'm taking are you using the cargo nets that came with the truck, or did you buy a cargo net? Like, from, you know, one of the stores for your upper bunk? Because I've been kind of eyeballing the cargo nets that are in here. I have never used them for anything. I've never had them set up the way they're meant to be set up. But I think if I could lengthen out those straps, that would be an amazing security measure, because every once in a while something that I've got stored up there, like a tub full of clothes or something, comes and hits the floor, and that's not good. That is not a safe way to go down the road. Pork belly for breakfast. Yeah, I'm very interested to know about your cargo net. So, I'm on Interstate 84 in southeastern Idaho. I will be coming up to a... Good morning, Karen. Good morning, good morning. I've been telling people about the Hag Stitch, the Hag's Christmas Wheel Afghan. Karen's test blanket turned out beautiful. And it's been very encouraging to hear that the stitch that I've chosen for it is fun. She used a Christmas variegated yarn for her base color, and it is gorgeous. Karen is very creative. Very talented, and I enjoy watching her work on projects. She actually finishes projects. Where I have startitis. I have a lot of startitis, so that's why I have 18 items on my crochet to-do list. Now that includes whips and projects that I have committed myself to. That is good. I think you showed me a picture of that truck. Finishing, I know. What is this finished thing you speak of? Yes, I have a lot of whips, but I also have added to that list the to-do items. Like the leaf of 1891 that Karen did a tutorial on. That's on that list. I need to finish my gingham thermal stitch pot holders. That's a fun project. That's amazing, Karen. That is amazing. And Karen isn't one of those like fast crocheters that has big fat sloppy stitches. She has beautiful stitches. She's a fast crocheter, but she has beautiful stitches. Well, I have a ton. And that's what the Scorched Earth Challenge is all about for me, is finishing things that I have committed to finishing, and starting and finishing the things that I've committed to doing. Like the two-sided granny brick Afghan and the two-layer Afghan, where one side is one color and the other side is the other color. Oh, you had to buy a net. That's... Oh, you're not tanning like... Oh, yeah, and she's got an year-long temperature blanket going on. That is beautiful. Someone gave me a tatting kit once, and I thought, well, just like with crochet, I mean, I already knew how to do a double crochet in a granny square, but I didn't know anything else. I didn't know anything about yarn, nothing. And there I was. I had moved from Colorado to Idaho. I was living in a basement apartment on this ranch, working as a ranch hand. Had my dually, but I had like one bath towel, you know, one towel for the bathroom and one washcloth. I didn't have any dishcloths. I didn't have, you know, dish towels, pot holders. I didn't have anything like that. I drove out there in my flatbed pickup pulling a 2-horse trailer with my bed and some items. So I did have this one old wooden trunk that was full of all the yarn and half-done projects, you know, that I had been taught how to do and that I'd been dragging around for years. And I found cotton yarn. So I went on YouTube and looked up crochet pot holder. And what came up but the best technique for a crocheted pot holder. That's the name of the video. And it was a thermal stitch pot holder. And the video was blurry, but bless her heart, you know, she gave me a starting place. And I went to that person's like website and their blog. And after reading all the comments under her post about the thermal stitch pot holder, I started to learn some things because, you know, my ends were wonky. I wasn't getting a stitch, you know, digging out those last 2 loops on the end of each row. I was missing those 2. And so the edges of my pot holders were, you know, they were going every which way. And so, you know, some of them looked like pyramids, but the thing is, using that 100% cotton yarn that I got from somewhere, Okay. Okay, Wanda, thank you for that. I'm going to see how that's working out. You know, I had no idea. I don't know where I got a whole cone of cotton yarn. But those wonky pot holders that I did at first were ugly, incorrect, but functional. And they helped me. And then I did dishcloths. And then I went back to the, you know, I decided at one point I am going to watch that video over and over again. I'm going to read all the comments in her under her blog post about it. And I'm going to learn the tips and secrets to making this a beautiful square cotton pot holder. And it took me a couple of months of just doing it over and over again. And that's what really, that was the beginning of me actually being who I thought of as a crocheter. I was still a beginner, but you know, what I was doing in childhood and what I was doing, you know, earlier in the years before I moved to Idaho was just, it wasn't really learning a lot about crochet. I learned how to, like I said, I had all these squares that I was doing in Karen Simply Soft. I did not understand what, I didn't know what a 4-weight was. I didn't know what acrylic was. I didn't know cotton. I didn't know any of this. But then, okay, Nicole, have a great day. But then by watching that video and learning how to do that project, I started doing other cotton projects and projects that were useful for me around my little basement apartment and in my horse training, you know, life. You guys are going in the cup holder. So that's basically where I got my real start. Yes, I crocheted in childhood, skipped many years. Then I crocheted as an adult, skipped years, then crocheted as an adult again, skipped a couple years, and there I was in Idaho with nothing, owning nothing. So this is the cup holder party, you guys. Let's see, it looks like the weigh station is closed. Let's see. Let's see. Hi, Nana Michelle. Party! Yep, it's closed. Sorry, you guys. Let me switch you around. There you go. Back in place here. So that's closed. Okay. So anyway, and then in, I want to say 2000, what was it, 13? End of 2013, end of 2014, I started working on that pot holder and I started crocheting like mad. Just making mistakes, learning from my mistakes, and just crocheting just constantly. When I wasn't working with horses, giving riding lessons, training, cleaning stalls, feeding, doing all of that, I was crocheting or, you know, playing with Dooley, because Dooley was with me. He's been with me since 2009, or was. I was crocheting, and I was learning, and I was getting educated. Not only, you know, right away, I started learning how to read patterns. You know, like people would have tutorials on YouTube, but a lot of times there was a link, especially like with Mikey, the Crochet Crowd, Bella Coco, those kinds of people. I was doing their patterns, and I was, you know, following the tutorial, and then at the same time learning how to read their patterns, and that's how I learned. Hi, Louise, welcome back. So, still munching on my breakfast. So we are 3 to 3.5 hours away from the yard in Nampa, Idaho, where I'm going to drop this trailer. I'm going to leave the paperwork in the document box of the trailer so another guy can come in. Oh, looks like I have a message on the Qualcomm. Let's hear this. It's going to sound funny, very digital.
Message 23. Received today at 6:29 a.m. Okay, sounds good. I will give you a call when I get a pre-plan for you out of Idaho. Thanks, Dana. Text from Teresa Brown.
Okay. My DM is doing a good job. The DM I've had for 2, 3, 4 months. I sent her a message this morning saying I will be back on Monday, May 2nd, ready to roll at 7 a.m. And she said, sounds good. I'll be working on getting you a trip out of, a load out of Idaho. So I have had this crochet along on my mind these last several loads because they were all working me into, a triangle that takes me back home, because I did order the yarn. I just pulled over for a 15-minute break on the side of the road and got on Hobby Lobby's website and just ordered the yarn for the crochet along so that it would be there waiting for me when I get home. Diana, the DM I had before, Kathleen, let me prepare my mind not to be a Kathleen basher, because it's very easy to bash Kathleen. Many people had complaints. Hello, Dolly Face Knits. Hello, sweetheart. Yeah, Louise, if you're not conditioned to long distances, that's hard to do. 200 miles is a long ways. So anyway, that was Kathleen, and I had problems with her. Many people had problems with her. They moved her into a different position. I still hear complaints about her. So now I have Teresa, who is not only a former truck driver, she's been in the trucking industry in one capacity or another for over 20 years. I am pleased with Teresa. If I call up screaming and swearing, she doesn't take offense and hang up on me and piss me off even more, excuse the terminology. She's like, I know, right? And I'm like, yeah! That is what I need when I'm completely ticked off. I need someone to not sympathize. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. No, no. I want them to be, apparently what works well for me is when they're just as enraged as I am. What are they thinking? Blah, blah, blah. I guess that's what I want for validation. It's kind of stupid and childish, I get it, but it's what works. And Teresa is totally like that. And I will publicly say she's no Eric, because Eric is like a unicorn. Oh, congratulations to your son. Yeah, Jean, it helps. But then there's also those drivers who, a lot of drivers, yes, they stay true to the drivers. But then there are drivers who become dispatchers who do what I call crossing over to the dark side. And I think that is something that isn't, you know, it depends on who your company is and what kind of pressure you're getting from above. I think with this company, like Teresa has, you know, not crossed over to the dark side ever. She understands, you know, the frustration. She is still the driver's DM, right? And I appreciate her. Like I said, she's no Eric because nobody, even Jeff, who is fantastic, nobody is as good as Eric. I got so spoiled. The first 6 months I was with this company, having Eric as a DM was amazing. And I have to stop compare. I mean, but then I went to the worst one ever, right? The worst DM I've ever had. You know, so that was a tough transition. But then I go to Teresa, who's good at her job. And I appreciate that. I so appreciate her and how she does her job. But Eric, he's a unicorn. And like the other day when I was so livid, my fuel card wasn't working and I had to go in and out of the, you know, truck stop a couple of times to try to make this work. And finally, you know, I called into dispatch and I am ready to crawl up somebody's rear end and tell them, you had better get somebody on the phone who knows how to take care of this. Because usually night dispatch is like worthless. But guess who answered the phone and took all of that anger right out of me? It was Eric. I'm like, Eric, I am so glad to hear from you. And he got it fixed. And I went on down to park for the night. But just hearing Eric's voice, I have so much confidence in that guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to, okay, so he'll like repeat what's going on. And then he'll say, okay, so that means we're going to do this and this. And this is the guy who knew what I was going to do before I knew what I was going to do. He was amazing. Teresa, she's good. She's good. She's getting there. But, you know, she is getting to know me, my driving style. She knows I don't push it, you know, real long hours each day. She gets it. Where all my other DMs are like, well, why aren't you continuing to drive? Because I run on recaps. Well, why did you spend 13 hours in the sleeper berth? Because I don't run till 7 a.m. if I can help it. Because I don't sleep well at night. And it's hard for me to drive at night. Why didn't you drive all the way to the shipper and be there by the 2 a.m. delivery? Because I'm a horrible night driver. Teresa gets it. She never asks me those stupid questions. Never. Sometimes she'll ask me, you know, like, what is your ETA? Yeah, you know, because, you know what I think? I think she came over to this company from another company, so she was trying to figure out how it works with this company. She knows how to be a DM, but she didn't know how to be a DM with this company and how it works here. She didn't know me yet, and I was still very much on the fence with her because it's very hard for me to go back to trusting a DM after what I had to deal with Kathleen. And the more I've worked with Teresa, the more I absolutely appreciate and am thankful for her. she's actually better at handling my moods than Eric was. Eric could plan me as to how I wanted to run, just lickety-split, blah, blah, blah. But there was no, I could not keep him on the phone and tell him jokes. You know, he's like, oh, got another driver call, and blah, you know. He spoke to me in a monotone, bullet point, very military manner. And that was no fun. But he was super efficient, but he was so good at what he did. So good. So if I'm in a bad mood, Eric would, hello, Lulu. And huge hugs back to you. But I appreciated that it took Eric maybe a week and a half to figure out what my driving style was, and he just made sure I always had loads and plans that worked with me. He was amazing. Totally amazing. But, you know, it's give and take. You know, it's a trade-off. I can have a conversation with Teresa, and I'm to the point where I trust her with, you know, maybe I say something that isn't office correct, that fits in with office politics, and she just giggles. She's like, I'm with you. And it's like, I believe that she's genuine. She's not like playing me. I do feel played by other DMs, not just by, oh, Kathleen was so transparent. But even a couple of the good DMs, I feel played. I think they're politicians. And believe me, there are only a couple of good DMs right now. Oh, I'm getting passed by a real trucker. Like I'm standing still and I'm doing 70 miles an hour. I'm gonna flash my lights at him. And he didn't thank me for it. Okay. Okie dokie. To where I don't even look anymore. I really did at first. I'm going through Hayburn, Idaho. Hello, Denise. Hayburn, Idaho, where they have a restaurant called the Wayside. And it is so awesome. Wanda, if you're listening, it's north of the freeway, the Wayside Cafe. It's on Trucker Path, and it's good food. Another place is when you're coming north on I-84 out of Utah towards Idaho. In Snowville, Utah, they have that Flying J that's like not even a postage stamp. But if you go past it, you go to Molly's Cafe. There's a tiny, tiny little bit of truck parking in the back. Okay, Dory. And very good food, especially when Molly's in there cooking herself in the afternoons. She's, that cowboy burger, let me tell you. With the ham and the egg and the cheese and all the things. And, I get that lettuce wrapped. I've had it on a real bun, but both ways is just fabulous. kind of, well, according to the dash, it's 54 degrees, and it's, you know, you see those clouds, they're very high, but it's very dark here today. And moving here from Colorado was hard. Colorado has 360, well over 300 plus days a year that were sunny. It's always bright and cheery in Colorado. There's like a handful of days where it's dark like this. But this happens a lot in Idaho and in the Northwest. In the summer, there won't be a cloud in the sky except for chemtrails, and it'll be anywhere from 90 to 110 degrees. That was a short on. I had to get over from that guy. That's better. Yeah. And I woke up in Perry, Utah this morning, just north of Ogden, up there by Brigham City. Am I saying that right? For some reason it sounds funny this morning. I've never had a problem with that before. But up there at Perry, Utah, there's a rest area, and that's where I spent the night. I got fuel in Ogden last night. And to those of you in my Zoom, I'm sorry I never showed up yesterday. I was just kind of on a low yesterday. Just kind of a steady, even low. Not crying all day, just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. So I listened to some shows. It does, Laura. It's amazing. I mean, like, we'll have a whiteout blizzard one day in the middle of winter, and the next day it's sunny, it's melted, we can go work the horses. Winter was a very productive time of year, where in the Northwest, to do anything in the winter with horses is just, it's horrible. Ugh. There's so much mud and wet. And then there's about 2 weeks, like from around Christmas time to like a week or two into January, where it's like sub-zero. I mean, it is so cold. Hello, Roseanne. Good to see you. There's another one of my Hag's Christmas Wheel Afghan testers. There's a couple of them in here today. Yes. What's the temperature where everybody else is? I saw Ohio, I saw Utah. What's it like in Laramie today? And where everybody else is, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. Northeast Ohio freezing compared to yesterday, and oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're adulting. We don't like adulting. PA is 57. We got Indiana in the house. We had California. Bolton, UK, 57, 14 Celsius. Thank you for making that distinction for us, Louise. I appreciate that. Eastern South Dakota, 78. Whoa, yeah! 27 degrees here in northern-ish Minnesota. PA, it looks like our Robin, I just got 57 morning to 72 in southern Oklahoma. You know, Christy, I think I've said this to you before. I can't remember. My mom and stepdad lived down there by Bennington, the Bennington area. In fact, they lived off the Bennington something Bennington or Bennington something road in southern Oklahoma. 17 here in Alaska, because I cannot pronounce that name. Thank you, Louise. 59 in West Texas. Yes, ma'am. So in southern Oklahoma, down there off the something Bennington or the Bennington something road, they had the second largest cattle ranch in the state. There was another, like their closest town started with a D. I want to say Durkee, Dublin, Durham, I don't know. Durant, exactly. That was the nearest town. And it was probably that far to Durant from the ranch. 57 in Oklahoma now. Okay. Ooh, I need some air. Let's turn on the air. And wait for this car to go around me, because then I'm going around this truck in front of me. 55 in New Jersey. But cloudy, raining, not great, but could be worse, yes. Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania is 56. Nobody coming. Here we go. Okay, Louise. 32 in New York area. In my area in Minnesota. Okay. Yeah, so Durant was the nearest town. And I want to say it was an hour west of them. Oh, 39 and cloudy in Indiana. Okay. Anybody around? Looking around, scanning. Gotta be scanning at all times. Always looking, because these people could just come out of nowhere. I tell you who comes out of nowhere. A 3-patch motorcycle, like bike group. And usually 3-patch, if they have 3 patches, like an arch above, a patch in the middle, and an arch below, that's a 3-patch. And I am not an expert on this, but I know that when I see 3 patches and there are things that I recognize, like Gypsy Jokers, there's, of course, the Hells Angels. I don't think I've ever actually seen some that said Hells Angels, but probably some of their subgroups. Like, there are other names that I can't think of right now that I recognize as being just people I want to be cautious around. I don't know the whole situation well enough to say, oh, that's dangerous to be around them. They're coming by me. But I do kind of keep my head down, and because I don't know any better, right? Lack of knowledge is fear. And I'll be the first to admit, when it comes to those guys, there's a lack of knowledge here. Yes, I've seen Sons of Anarchy all the way through twice. Definitely does not make me an expert, right? I used to ride. My dad and I rode the 550 Nighthawk. That's the biggest thing I've ever ridden, and that thing was so nice. They only came out with the 550 one year, but that was a nice bike. But I've ridden on the back of, his bikes, the Suzuki. He had a Suzuki GS 1000, and back in the days, that was like one of the largest bikes out there. some digging out weeds. Yuck, tomorrow chance of snow. Ugh, yeah, I know. Kim, you know, the first planting date, like every area has like a last frost date, right? Well, the last frost date in Colorado, in the region that I lived, was May 31st. So you had to wait till June 1st to put anything out, to plant in the ground or to put out your starts, right? Well, every time I tried to do it a week ahead of time, I got caught. And every time I waited until June 1st, it hadn't froze in 3-4 weeks. So I never got it right. Never got it right. But that's a pretty late freeze date. And I was east of Colorado Springs, so I could see, well, not in the basin where I was at. The sides of the basin were too high to actually see the Front Range. But as soon as I left the house, you could see the Front Range of the Rockies. You're right there on the eastern side. But yeah, you had to wait until after May 31st to plant outdoors. And I always got it wrong. And by June 1st, you know, I've got a full, you know, I've got horses out, you know, client horses out in the barn, out in the pens, out in the runs, to, you know, for training. And, you know, I'm up at 5 o'clock out there throwing hay, breaking ice on the water tanks, and then getting ready, you know, as soon as, you know, I can see well enough. I've got a horse in the round pen. I'm busy by June 1st. So there were many years I planted nothing. Because then by the time, you know, like, you know, once this, you know, summertime started coming around, you know, then it's 90 degrees by 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'm up even earlier trying to get, you know, the outdoor work done so that, you know, by noon or 1 o'clock, I'm back in the house with my 6 air conditioners and I'm soaking it up and I'm resting, or I'm running errands, you know, in the air conditioned pickup. So, yeah. By the time June 1st came around, I wasn't really, I wasn't in the mood anymore. You know, April and May, I started thinking about it, but after Mother's Day. Well, and Michelle, if you look it up, there are, you know, charts and maps, you know, online. Did you finish watching 1883? I loved it so much. I want more and more. Yeah, I want more and more. I have watched it all. I have watched it all. I am disappointed that, you know, it looks like there's only one season of 1883. I have watched, I think, towards the end of the year, getting close to season 5, I will watch season 4 again of Yellowstone. I love it. I do love it. I just finished watching 5 seasons of Better Call Saul, and I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 6. So when does, I don't know what day the episodes come out. May 30th. Oh, Denise. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Old Farmer's Almanac. Always the go-to, right? That is always something I love to peruse every year, even though I'm just driving truck. I like the regional kind of, you know, future outlook on weather. I love that. So that I can kind of make a plan. Like, I didn't look at it. Like, I didn't have a copy with me when we were planning our yard sale this Friday and Saturday. Yeah, see, a lot of people have planting plans, you know. In Idaho, when I lived on that, you know, when I first moved to Idaho and I was working on that ranch up on top of the butte, we were at about 4,000 feet. And Lisa would start her vegetables in another part of the basement. Like one side of the basement was where my apartment was, and then in the center was like their work area with the washer and dryer. I think they had they had an extra freezer or two. That's where he would like butcher animals right there. And then on the other side of the basement, the length of that, there was one end was like his tools and his workshop, and the other end was where she did her pre-planting. So she would start everything indoors and then move it out to the garbage. Oh, you just, Robin, I was just saying that I saw a notification about you and Cynthia. You're gonna have Cynthia as a guest at some point. I was telling everybody, you know, if you want to go watch that, if that's up, then go watch it. 1883, they could do so much with story. I heard they will be coming out another season. 1930, yes. See, and that's very creative of Taylor Sheridan. I really like what he does. You know, Yellowstone, 1883, a couple of other of his movies. I love some of his documentaries about the reining horse world, which he has competed in. And he's also one of the actors on Yellowstone. He's very talented guy. And man, anything anymore comes out that says Taylor Sheridan, you know, came up with this, I'm all over it. I'm watching it because that guy, you know, he produces stuff that's right up my alley. Especially those documentaries about the world champion reining horses. I really love that. Yeah, so the 1930 I definitely want to watch. And then maybe they'll come out with one more that kind of links everybody to present day Yellowstone. I mean, what a great idea. That's pretty creative. I love that. Okay, so in about 10 minutes, you guys, you will not hurt my feelings if you switch over. In fact, why don't we at, 9 a.m., it's 9 a.m. here Mountain Time. It's going to be 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern. Why don't we stop this live and do a dually raid or a two-pony raid or a Wonderless raid, whatever you want to do, over at Roaming with Rovers live. Because Robin and Cynthia are some of my favorite people. Yeah, so 8 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. Eastern. We are going to do a raid over on Roaming with Rovers live because these two of my favorite people are going to be on there. I think that's a wonderful idea. And okay, Michelle. Okay, I'll probably be Zooming later, Michelle, so if anybody wants to Zoom later. Yeah, the real 4/6s. Taylor Sheridan, you're telling me Taylor Sheridan bought the 4/6s? I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, so after Robin's live, we can go into my Zoom. And the Zoom link is posted all over my community tab. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's also posted in the MeWe group, promoting fiber arts. Yes, Louise, actually Zoom is open 24 hours, but I'll be in there after Robin's live. Christy, I bought my first house in Elizabeth, out on Morgan Trail, before the Walmart went in. I was so happy there. Then we moved to Peyton, and I was happy there. Can somebody drop? Okay, Robin, I'm going to make you a, Robin, if you're still here, if I haven't already made you a, okay. Let's see, add moderator. Okay, Robin, would you post the link to your channel? I miss Colorado too, but I'm going to tell you gals, it is not the place I left in 2013. Socially and economically, it is the exact opposite of what I left. But the land and the weather are still amazing. Uh-oh, I gotta plug you guys in real quick before I lose ya. Could somebody drop, Robin, I was hoping you would drop your link before you left to your channel. Okay, hang on. Let's get this done. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Christy. Let's see. Yeah, if somebody could drop that link to Roaming with Rover, let's see. Roaming. Oh, that's noisy. No, you can't. Roaming with Rover. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Thank you, all of you, for dropping that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because Cynthia is so wonderful. Robin is so wonderful. I love watching her unboxings. I love that she brought up the crochet along in one of her recent videos. That she's still testing. She's still getting ready to do the testing on. Makes me so happy. And she is unboxing a ton of stuff. So, and she does this Finish It Fridays, which is really encouraging to get stuff. I was down in the cup holder scraping the cocktails off the floor. We can thank Stephanie for that. Let's blame Stephanie because she is so easy and fun to blame. Bye, Dory. Yeah, so 3 minutes away, we are going to go do a dually raid on, thank you, Christy. I enjoyed having all of you here. You brought up my spirits, just being able to interact and talk with all of you while doing my job and not getting stuck in my head and my emotions. I'm sure Octavia contributes to Stephanie's orneriness. I think the two of them cause a lot of havoc together in the cup holder. And everybody sneaks drinks to her when she doesn't need any more. She sneaks her own drinks. Thank you. Let's see. Good. You guys are, yes. So hard to keep her out of the alcohol, but she's got 6 more arms than I do. That is true. That is true. That's why I think it would be best if we brought butterfly nets with us. Very fine mesh butterfly nets. I'll bring my rope. If I have to rope her at some point, I will rope her. But butterfly nets, for those who are not experienced with a, I guess you guys would call it a lasso, we just call them ropes. Butterfly nets might be handy, or fish nets. Just an aquarium fish net might be handy to keep close by as she comes scurrying across the table, getting ready to run off with your yarn and snag it out and wind it around the table legs. I do think aquarium nets would be a useful thing. Yes, these have to be, yes. That's why I say a fish net. It's a raid. Ready, set, go. Hello, Rosemary. We are raiding Roaming with Rover because she has Cynthia's creative crochet, or what is Cynthia's channel name? Anyway, Cynthia, our wonderful crocheter Cynthia, is a guest on Roaming with Rover's live starting right now. Everybody go! Everybody go! It's a dually raid at Roaming with Rover. See y'all over there. I love you guys. Bye.